All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Lunatian Scholarship League page. My name is G10 coming at you. Welcome to the Lunatian podcast. All right. So this is something a little bit different, something that's fairly new. We're going to be talking today about Axie Infinity, which is a game that you play that can earn you money. That's as short as the kind of sales pitch is going to get, but a little bit of information about Axies. They're kind of like collectible monsters, almost like a Pokemon. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that to compare them to Pokemon, but yeah, they're kind of like Pokemon. They're fantasy creatures that players can battle, collect, and raise. Each Axie has different traits which determine their role in battle. Just like real world pets, Axies can be bred to create new offspring. These offspring can be used in battle to breed new offspring or can be sold on the marketplace. So there is a little bit of real money trading going on here. And we're actually having this podcast because we did have a tournament for Axie Infinity just last March 6th to 7th. And with me right now, I have the two Shoutcasters of that tournament who can tell us a little bit more about what Axie Infinity is, what are Axies, and why there's so much hype about this game and its potential in the future. So without further ado, I am proud to introduce our two Shoutcasters for the LSL Invitational produced by Blockchain Space and CE Sport. We got Shanks and KooKooTV. So welcome to the podcast, gentlemen.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Hello.
What is up?
What's up,
Let's
guys?
go.
How are you guys doing?
All good, all good.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thanks, Gio.
Good to know. You ready to talk about Axie Infinity?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Always.
So,
All the time.
always, all the time. Good,
Like,
good,
I'm born ready, man.
good. All right. So we're gonna have a lot of people who don't really know what Axie Infinity is tuning into the stream. So let's start at a base level. You know, can you guys explain what is Axie Infinity to you? Because I don't personally play it. I don't have like that kind of understanding. So from your perspective, what is Axie Infinity?
Yeah, it's a digital pet card game. So it's a turn-based game where you strategize and think of the attacks or defense that you're going to do in the rounds. And every time you win, you get something like an SLP as a reward for winning the game. And if you lose, then you just lost the game, but you gained experience. So there's nothing to really lose here.
Yeah, you
All
don't
right.
you don't lose anything at all apart from the time you spent playing the game.
Right.
And if you're enjoying the time you're using to play the game, that's not really time wasted now, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. So is it like it's a mobile game, right?
Right. It's a mobile game, and you can also play it in your PC or your Mac.
Okay, cool. So a lot of platforms for Axie Infinity. So what about these Axies? So they're like your standard pets, right?
Right. So we have different classes of Axes. And of course, if you're planning to start with choosing your right axis, you must refer to the what we call the rock paper scissor bonus chart, where you can easily choose your tank axis, your support axis, and your high damage axis.
So it's really
So
like really strategizing. But we'll get
right,
into I think we'll get into the type
Yeah.
synergies
right,
and
right.
rock paper scissors chart later. But for now, let's talk a little bit about what can be a little bit confusing to people. You know, this is kind of like the barrier to entry.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how do you exactly get into Axie Infinity? Because if we haven't mentioned this before, guys, Axie Infinity, you play this and you make money, Ethereum to be exact.
Yeah.
So it's a cryptocurrency, and you also use that to get into the game. So boys, how do you get into Axie?
Well, the first thing that you need to know is, you need to do basically is to download a digital wallet. If you're using PC, I'd suggest MetaMask, and then you link that wallet to the Axie Infinity marketplace. And once that's done, you just need to load it with some ETH, and then you can go ahead and purchase your first 3 Axies and start playing. Another option, I mean, if you don't know where to buy some ETH, um, you can also buy from the players, but of course, there's some um, pros and cons, because number one is that you're not sure if the person you're buying those things are legit, so you just need to be very careful. But you need not to worry, because you have us, we have Kuku and me, Shanks, all over Facebook and Discord to verify whether a certain person is a legit seller. Um, and
Scammers
also,
away.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just on Axie, but it's basically everywhere. But yeah, you just need to be very careful if you don't want to buy directly from the Axie marketplace, because I mean, although the convenience is there, if you can get a team, you don't have to like think of some skills that you need to take note of. I mean, everything's already prepared for you. All you have to do is just to pay up the seller and start playing, basically. So another option I think was in the form of scholarship. This is one of the factors that really shoots the users all the way to the moon. Basically, I mean, it all started last year. I think around October, maybe. Yeah. Because not everyone can afford a team, so someone thought of a way to lend their Axie, and at the same time, I mean, um, destroy the huge barrier of not being able to get your own team. And then once you have your own scholarship team, you can just save up, buy your own team. So that's why we call them scholarship, maybe, because there will come a time that you will graduate by the time that you purchase your own team. So yeah,
Makes sense.
that's it.
Alright, I like that. Okay, so
Right.
speaking of scholarships, so that's like the free to play way to get into the game.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Right, so
Yeah.
Free to play
find-
to earn.
yeah, free to play to earn. So I want to talk a little bit about that because that is a very, very, very interesting topic. So first of all, we also have to kind of like give a little bit of background on ETH, I think, because not a
Yeah.
lot of people know about the common person doesn't really isn't really into cryptocurrencies. Maybe they know Bitcoin, and that's like the big thing. But Ethereum is like one of those cryptocurrencies that popped up alongside Bitcoin. So it's been around for a long time. It's been fairly stable. The price has been going up lately, and Axie kind of runs on that, right? But I hear that they're moving to a new crypto token as well.
Well, just to give you light about the side chain, I think you're talking about the side chain. We're still Axie Infinity is run, of course, still in Ethereum network, but the team is doing another layer or layer two solution to help onboard more players at the same time, for the existing players right now that are trying to breed, transact using the marketplace. The layer two solution is called Ronin, and Ronin will help remove the barriers of entry for people who are trying to breed, also for people who wants to try the game, which is the free to play concept. So there will be a Soulbound Axies that will be uh, given to new players to try out the game, but no monetary rewards. So if you want to try the game for free, then you can use those Soulbound Axies. And once you're decided, then you can start buying your ETH and
It's like
top
a
up your
practice
Ethereum
account.
wallet and then buy into the marketplace.
I see. So it's like kind of a practice account.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
I
right.
see.
Before
Before you're ready to
going
get
all
into the
in.
big pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you're ready to play with the big kids. I see.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. It's kind of like a tutorial environment almost.
Yeah, but right now with the scholarship program that was created by or introduced by one of the community members, that's a way for the newbies right now to try the game without spending any money. So
Yeah.
basically, just apply for scholarship programs to get you as their scholar, and then they give you a certain percentage of your earnings from the farm SLP tokens that you gain from the winnings in the PvP or in the arena or adventure mode.
All right. So let's talk about that. You just said a lot of things that are very, very interesting. I want to talk about those. So first of all, we talked a little bit about scholarships. How do you like? You say you apply for them, right? How do you find a scholarship, and how do you determine what kind of a scholarship is like worth applying for?
Right.
Say like I'm completely new to Axie Infinity, right? Like I just downloaded the game today, made a wallet, connected it, and now I say I don't have any Ethereum. I can't get into the game, so I look for a scholarship. Where would I start looking, and what would I be looking for?
Right. Okay. So before, I mean, I think last year I tried to compile all those scholarship programs because there's not that much before. I mean, it's just maybe 5 or 6. But right now, I mean, they are just everywhere. So what I would suggest is you go to the Axie Discord, and then there is a channel for scholarship, right, Coach?
Right. Yes.
And then basically it's the manager will send a DM to the scholar if there is an opening slot, and then they will ask him or her to fill up a form. It really depends on the manager what their process is, but it usually comes with a form that you need to fill up. That way you get to be on the wait list if the slots are full. So
Alright, so what are you expected to do as a scholar? Like,
Yeah,
what's
well,
your deal? What's your
there's
deal with
there's a basic quest or the daily quest that you of course really need to accomplish. You just need to complete 5 wins in arena matches, 10 wins in adventure level, and then just log in or check in to claim that 50 extra SLP that you can gain as a reward by playing those 15 matches, total of 15 matches. But if
Right.
you're like a hustler and then you want to make more, then you can just wait for your energy to replenish, where you can earn more SLPs.
Okay.
So just the basic average earning for a day, or let's say for the daily quest, is around 120 to 150 SLP, depending on your matchmaking rank.
Okay. And that translates to how much in real life money?
150 right now with the current rate of SLP at 3.5 pesos. That will be around
basically 450 pesos.
450 pesos in 1.5 hour of playing the game.
That's not
Yeah.
too bad. That's not too bad.
Not too
honestly.
bad.
Yeah.
And so, what's your deal with like the person who is lending you the Axies? Do you give them a cut of your earnings, or so what's the deal with that? What's the agreement between you two?
So it's normally the most common cut or percentage is around 70% for the scholars and 30% to the managers mainly. But some are also giving. I mean, there are different types of terms, but that's the most like I can't say the standard, but it's the common
Common, yeah.
percentage. Yep, for most of the scholarship programs.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So, are there like more exclusive scholarships, or like for, I guess, I don't know, stronger, more premium Axies maybe, or I don't know, maybe somebody wants to give scholars some really really good Axies for better earning capability.
Yeah.
Is there something like that?
Yeah. There are scholarship programs that are providing their scholars, those scholars that are really hustlers. I mean, they're gaining a lot of SLP compared to other We call it farmers, SLP farmers.
All right.
And these scholarship programs provide higher tier axes or more competitive axes in the arena. And they also add axes into their accounts, which is it adds energy. Energy is equivalent to like an opportunity for you to play and earn SLP.
Gotcha.
It's like a raffle ticket or a ticket. Once you have that
Alright.
energy, and then you can gain SLP in every battle that you're
I remember one scholarship program where they offer like more or stronger Axie if you reach certain quota every week. So they have their own ranking. So whoever is on the top by the end of the week gets like stronger Axie or more Axie. That way you'll have some more energy because at the beginning you only start with 20 energy, and that's the average 150 to 200 SOP. But if you have more Axies on your scholar account, that would mean you'll have much more energy that you can use in order to farm more SLP. So
Okay, so if you're really like dedicated, you can work your way up from being free to play to
basically
earning enough.
manager.
Yeah,
yes,
to earn enough to get your own team, be your own manager. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
I mean that's the whole setup mainly. I mean
yeah, the whole
it's
concept.
the fact that Axie Infinity did not do any like some sort of marketing yet. Most of the initiatives were done by the community itself,
I see.
especially the adoption. I mean of players. So yeah, I mean building from scholar to manager. That's actually the goal.
Okay. So, all right. So from scholar to manager, I think that's really really cool because like in
It
the
is.
span of a few months, couple months, I don't know how long does it take to grind up. If you're really dedicated, you could be potentially, making your own living, making your own scholarships with Axie Infinity.
Right, around 6, 7, 8 months. That could give you like a conservative time frame where you
Yeah.
can buy your own Axie. The best thing to do is really not to worry about the peso value of the team, but you're exchanging your SLP to Ethereum. So that's the pair that you need to swap your SLP into, and then just save up some Ethereum. Then enough Ethereum, you can buy a good team with that in a span of 6 to 8 months. And then you can start from there. 100% of the SLP earnings, you can get it and then save it and then just buy some. I mean, more
Buy some Axies for
Axies
yourself.
to build your inventory, and then start breeding.
Actually,
Yeah,
really good
pretty
skill.
much. It's accurate. I mean, I started like 6 months ago. Oh, yeah,
Getting
August
in real
last year.
early.
So
Nice. There's also like how scholarships work, right? You apply for a scholarship. How big is like the scholarship organization? Is it just like one guy who's renting you out his Axies, or is there like kind of a hierarchy? Is there like a guy at the top who has all the money and invests, and then there's like managers or whatever? Is there like a scholarship for that kind of um I don't know. It seems kind of like a corporate ladder kind of thing. Is there something like that with scholarships?
well, there are a couple of scholarship that actually does that. One's YGG, like like someone's assigned to breed Axie. Someone is assigned to manage the scholars. So but there are also like a few programs where they run the whole program by themselves, or at least they need like another player, another OG player. So let's say Kuku and I decided to run our own scholarship program. Yeah, basically we'll just take it from there. As long as we have enough teams to lend, basically.
Oh,
So
cool.
anyone can be a manager if you have some
If you have enough
extra
Axies.
Axie teams just
Yeah.
sitting
But
around.
you're not using them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much all of the scholarship programs that participated in the tournament are have that kind of, say,
Actually,
that structure where there's this one investor that will invest in breeding, and then he will hire some people that are good in the game, and then find scholars, then they call it managers. So, and then there's these players, and then uh, it starts from someone that can lend their axes, and then someone that will manage all those scholars, because it takes a lot of
Yeah,
time to
it does take a lot of time.
manage. Like for example, if you're managing more than 10, that's really
It's
stressful to
already a lot.
manage, especially when the SLP price goes high, and all of your scholars will request during at 12 midnight to withdraw their SLP. And withdrawing their SLP is not just, okay, I'll just withdraw. You have to pay for gas fees, you have to pay for these fees, and there's no guarantee that it will be successful. So it will really time consuming.
Yeah.
So if you want to scale
yeah.
up, then you better have some system or structure
Exactly.
in place, so you
Alright.
can cater to more scholars.
Okay.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
which ones of these scholarships do you think can go far in the future? Because like these scholarships on the screen right now. I see YGG. We talked about them a little bit. Is one of them. Which ones do you think have the potential to like really last as long as Axie Infinity is still a thing?
Yeah, I think most of the scholarship programs have leaders or founders that are really good at the game, at the same time good at the blockchain space as well. So they really understand the concept behind it. And most of these scholars are already more than 20 or 30 or 50 scholars in their program. So they're really scaling up.
That's
So
a lot.
it's a challenge of scaling up, and then
Yeah.
of course sustaining it when the new changes comes, because there will be a land play that will be launched, not sure when, but
I was hoping for a leak back there.
there are other ways for a scholar and for a manager to earn. So
Yeah.
yeah, it will be a challenge. We'll see when the side chain or layer 2 comes in.
All right. We'll see. So you were talking about scalability as well. That's a very interesting topic.
Yes.
So in order to scale, is it more of a question of how much money you have to invest or how much effort you can put in?
Basically it's about a structure or a system. If you want to scale up in any business, I believe you really need to have system. If
Yeah.
if you want to grow your business, it's really hard to depend on people, especially we're not meeting personally, or we don't know each other in person. But the good thing about blockchain is that it's trustless. You can write a smart contract where you just program a certain command to issue a team to a certain scholar. You just link it to their accounts or to their profile, and then voila, then you can create the scholarship account. So there's smart contracts that can help you with that, and there are programs as well that can help you with the scalability. So yeah, just use blockchain technology to scale up.
Yeah, cool. But like with scaling though, do you have to put up a scholarship or like say you have a lot of Axies, right? Would you be able to say maximize the potential of those Axies by yourself on the daily, or will you really need to have other people to grind them for you?
Yeah, I mean, it really helps if you have, or if you have scholars to, I mean, basically, if you're just, if you have like hundreds of Axie sitting in your inventory, that will not give you any SLP at all, unless you sell those Axie, of course. But I kind of compared selling Axie teams versus what I could possibly earn by creating scholarship accounts. In the long run, it's actually more profitable if you have scholars actually
Okay,
playing the
interesting.
teams for you.
Very interesting. So you
Yeah,
really need to be able to build that system, build that structure in order to maximize your earnings in
Right.
Axie
yeah,
Infinity.
exactly.
That's pretty. That's pretty probably. That's big brain.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So we
think.
were.
Sorry,
Yeah.
just want to add. I think it started when I mean when you know that you could earn SLP if you have like multiple accounts, then that would yield you more profit. But of course, Axie Infinity needs to take care of the ecosystem. So the scholarship program is one of exactly. I mean, one of the biggest uh, uh, move that the community did, because of course you can't have more than one account and then plan to just play it alone and get all the SLP yourself, because that might put your accounts or Axie in danger. They might get banned. So having scholars is really the way to go.
All right. So you
Right.
can only have one account. But
Exactly.
with Axies though, you can purchase them, right? But you can also breed them.
Yeah.
Right.
So how does that work?
Yeah, well,
Cool, just
you need
earlier.
yeah, just I'm just breathing right now. But you need to have two axes that are identical in abilities. We have dominant genes where the dominant genes are the ones you can see in an axis. So and then the recessive genes are those genes that you can pass to the offspring. So you really have to really look at the recessive one and then the recessive two. So to make sure you can breed an Axie that has good qualities or abilities to play in arena or to play in adventure.
Okay.
So you just need two Axies that are low in breed count. So the maximum breed count will be 7. So you can breed your Axie 7 times. You can also breed Axie with different number of breed counts as long as it's not maxed out. But the cost, it's different. So it starts from 100 SLP if you pair it, so 200 SLP for the two. And then another breed count, second breed count that with times 2. So basically that's how the SLP costs.
You need
For the breeding.
SLP. I mean, the higher the breed count, the
The higher
more
the
SLP you need.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, SLP is like Gayuma in our folklore.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
You rub it
It's
on
a
them and
love
then they get really hard.
Yeah, love
Yeah.
potion. Small love potion. It's a potion.
How long does it take to breed?
5 days.
Yeah.
5 days.
First day you breed, and then the third day you can morph it into petite, and then the fifth day you can morph it into an adult. And adult
Yeah.
Axes are the ones that can play in the arena or adventure mode.
Okay, so like I'm pretty sure a lot of people take breeding seriously, right? If people take Pokemon breeding seriously, I'm sure people take Axie breeding seriously.
Yes, sir.
So what's like the ideal thing that you're looking for when breeding an Axie? What traits or what typings, what moves, I don't know, what abilities would make like the most valuable Axie when you're breeding? What things do you gotta keep in mind?
Actually,
Well,
you need a
go
lot,
ahead.
right?
Yes, you really need a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, an experience in playing the arena battle, because that's where the breeding will give you an idea to what type of Axie you're going to produce or to breed. So for example, if you follow the pattern or the leaderboards, and then you can see what type of axes that are in top 1 to 10, and then you start to breed counters for those team, and then
Yeah.
find the right genes to produce that specific genes that you want. So for example, with this one in our screen, I want to create an axis where I want to make good damage at the same time with good shield. So we have here the blue one, the aqua one. So we have hermit, and we have koi, and we have clamshell, and I think that's silence whisper. So if those axes that you have doesn't have the same
Yes.
abilities or skills, then it's a no go. But the easiest way to breed is to get another a pair where they have the same abilities, and then you can expect the same offspring to
Yeah.
have. So yeah.
Okay. So
in-
that's No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, in addition to what Kuku said, there are also a lot of tools that will help you in breeding Axie. There's one from Axie Zone where you can actually predict. It calculates what could be the possible offsprings that you might get in breeding the two Axies that you have, because it takes into account their recessive 1 and recessive 2 genes, not just the ones that you can see from the outside. Also, there is a tool where you can actually see the recessive genes. So when you're browsing Axie from the market, all you have to do is to like hover your mouse on their stats, and that's where you can see the recessive genes. I mean, knowing what the recessive are is actually the key in making or in becoming a successful breeder, because if you're just looking at the dominant side, the ones that you can see from I mean the physical appearance of the Axie, chances are you might breed an Axie, what we used to call it chop suey, because the recessive are kind of messed up. So you need to have those tools if you wanted to start breeding. Yeah, I think Kuku just put it on in the comments. The Freaks Axie extension. I mean that's really handy.
All right.
That's also one of the things that you might want to have if it's your first time. I mean, when selecting your own Axie, your first 3 Axies.
Interesting. Very cool. So breeding, I'm going back to something that Kuku said, but breeding is and how valuable Axies that you're gonna sell in the marketplace are is kind of dependent on like the meta of the Axie game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That's a fair comment. How much does like the current meta shift, and how much does it affect like Axie prices in the marketplace, and how does that affect, say, what Axie you're going to try to breed next?
Yeah. The good thing about the RPS or the rock paper scissors bonus is that it will give you like a standard team what to build, and then that team will last, I think, in different seasons or in different metas, because that's a good reference on what abilities or what Axie classes that are that you're going to create for a counter for a certain meta. Um, like for example, the one that we have with the last tournament,
This one.
it's very useful because newbie friendly. They can easily understand the gameplay using that kind of team, and then once they have the knowledge on how to use the cards or the abilities of those axes, then they can start to experiment. Okay, I was beaten by this kind of team. So what should I do next, or what Axie type I'm going to build or add or remove into my inventory? So that will really help. When you play the game and then see what's or who's in the top leaderboards, and then try to buy in the marketplace, get some Axies that you think, oh, this one is good for my team to counter that team. So yeah, you can start from there, and then just talk to some breeders that are hiding their genes from the marketplace, because there's a lot of breeders as well that are keeping these genes, not selling them, because it's easy to breed an Axie where when you have two Axies that are the same in abilities, and then
Like
you can easily replicate that. And once that genes will be passed around, then no wonder there's a lot of different axes in the arena. It's a matter of low ID, so the ID numbers of those axes are very important as well. So it's like a collector game where you keep all the low IDs, and then because there's an advantage for that in the arena, in the battle. So yeah.
So it really is like digital gameplay marketplace, right? The Axie market. So how much does like a good breeder make? Because like you can be a player, you can manage a scholarship, you can also be a breeder. So how much like does like a good Axie sell for on the market, and how much does a breeder stand to make?
Probably. If you're gonna sell in teams, so that might cost you a lot, but I think you'll get a profit of maybe around 10 to 15k in peso. But right now it's really hard to read Axie because of the ETH value in peso and the gas fees because they're crazy high. I mean, just one breed will actually cost you um, zero point zero 0.06 ETH. That's just one breed, and then not taking into consideration the SLP cost yet.
Mhm.
So there's that. And then, I mean, right now, if I'm a breeder, I'd rather hold on to my SLP or basically sell
Right.
them instead of breeding Axies because of
Right.
the crazy high gas fees. And
Right.
the best time to breed maybe if the SLP goes down, like maybe we're talking about at least 2 pesos. The lower, the better. So if you're a breeder, you have two choices. If the SLP pumps, you sell your SLP. If if it goes down, then you breed Axie, sell teams, or add another scholar. Basically, I
Right.
mean
Okay.
that's the whole process. I normally
Okay.
do.
It's something that I want to know is like, how do you withdraw like your earnings in Axie, and like how do you convert it to real money, and how do you like do you pay taxes on it or what's the deal there?
Yeah, so basically, once you earn enough SLP in your course, in your account, the suggested SLP sync or claim or withdrawal is around 6,000 SLP with the current gas prices right now, because um, you will lose a lot of money when you sync a smaller amount of SLP at this time, because it will the fees will eat it up. I mean, um, once you have enough SLP, then you can sync from the gate or from your account, from your dashboard, claim your SLP and just pay fees for in Ethereum. And then once you claim those SLP, you can send it, for example, to your to a trading account like in Binance, or there are platforms right now that will exchange your SLP directly into pesos.
Yeah.
So very much easier for people who wants to trade their SLP earnings into pesos and then receive it from their bank accounts or GCash or PayMy accounts.
Okay.
Yeah. So just claim and then send it to your wallet and then swap it to pesos. But the other way, the old way, or the ones that we're used to, is that we swap our SLP into Ethereum, into decentralized exchanges, and then once we converted our SLP to ETH, then we will send our ETH into our custodial wallet that can convert it into pesos.
Okay.
So, which is much painful because it costs a lot of fees.
That's
I
true.
see.
So, but there are platforms right now that are helping the community to swap their SLP into pesos much easier.
That's good. At least there's that. So so we're talking about all that about reading. So we were talking about types as well of Axies. So I know like games like Pokemon, type advantage is a big thing, and it is the same in Axies. So can we get a little bit into that? Because can you introduce me to the types and what they mean and um how effective they are for and how much you need to pay attention for them if you're building your own team of Axies?
Okay, so as you can see on the screen, there are actually, I mean, in Axie, we currently have 9 types. Kind of like a lot to begin with, but I think what made it easier for me before was I like kind of classified them as to which ones are the tank Axie, the ones with high HP, high shield skills, which one, and then we have like the bruiser type of Axie, like like tank killers mainly, and we have like I can say like the fastest or like some sort of like an assassin type Axie, but with high damage and low HP. So the tank ones are the that you can see on the top. We have the reptile, the plant, and dusk. Right now, reptile and plant are the only ones who have their own, skills assigned to them. Like because there's what we call class type bonus. So if you're a reptile using a reptile card, there's a bonus for your damage and your shield compared to a reptile using a plant card mainly. So there's that. But basically, all types of plant. Going next to the plant types. Plant cards mainly are good tank cards. They give you high HP, high shield, and there are also there's utility as well because there are some cards for plant that allows you to draw more cards, which is really essential, and gain energy. Because in the game, especially on the arena, you will only start with just 6 cards and 3 energy, and then on the following rounds, just 3 more cards from the deck and 2 energy. So it really comes in handy if you have an Axie that is both tanky and also can be used as a utility. So that's one. Going over to the next, the bruiser type. The most common ones being used are the beast types. They're the ones who can actually kill those tank with just at least 3 cards, and they have the highest chance of inflicting critical damage. So if you use a beast card on a beast type of Axie against either of the 3 reptile, plant, or dusk, and if you have like a good combo cards on it, that you can actually like destroy the tank, which will leave the enemy teams vulnerable, because the ones behind the tank are usually the squishy ones, although they have the damage. But yeah, you can just easily knock them out once you destroy the tanks.
So it's kind of like a team-based MOBA almost, or like like an RPG. You got a tank to put in front of your damage dealers. You got the damage dealers to take people down quickly, and then you got the supports and stuff.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. And in the LSL Invitational that we had last March 6 to 7, we restricted the types, right? We had plant, beast, and bird, I believe. Can you explain to me why that restriction was there?
Yeah, if you can see, so plant is stronger or can create more damage against bird. Bird can create more damage against beast, and then beast can create more damage against plant. So the balance with that, and the standard class for that tournament will help you understand the gameplay and the bonuses, or the damage bonuses, or the disadvantages. So, and that's the reason why plant, beast, bird, because people can play the game without even thinking a lot of the cards. So basically, if you just attack with your beast card against the plant, then you can do some damage, and then eventually, you can explore. You learn the energy management. You learn where to attack, where to pass, and then you just learn to play passive or aggressive. When to play passive or aggressive. So yeah, it's easy way to understand for those who want to start with Axie Infinity, because of that balance or because of that bonus.
I see. So if you're familiar with games like Pokemon, Fire Emblem, any game that has type countering, building a team, then this is kind of in your alley.
Exactly.
Like, but I think, does that also apply to people who are like into deck building games?
Yeah. With this one, it's about you build abilities or inventory for your Axies, because you can play around as long as you have, good genes, and then breed it. But yeah, for those who are playing card games, they can easily understand the game. They just have to know, the balances, or the these bonus, the RPS bonus, so they can start building their own team. Like, for example, I want a team with Bug, Reptile, and with Aqua, or something like that, to counter the bird. So you can use Aqua to counter the bird, or you can use Reptile to counter the bird.
Okay.
Something like
All right. So ideally, your team would have at least one of each
Yes.
In
kind.
general.
Yeah.
But there are
Yeah.
also people who kind of play around
Yeah.
the whole
Are being
RPS.
creative right now.
Yeah, I mean, me myself, I build a team that could actually, I mean, based from my experience, I'd go one plant, one beast, and reptile in the back line. So that's two tanks. That way, I'll have as many. If I can destroy the enemy tank, that would be pretty easy for me, since I have two tanks that can actually counter the other. I mean, the other types. If you have the good, I mean, if you assuming you have good reptile and plant cards, so there are also people who kind of like have triple aqua. Yeah, it really depends on your experience and how do you want to, I mean, play, how you can, it's totally up to you how you want to play around the whole, I mean,
To
That's
explain
it.
it, to add into it and explain it better, I can use bird card into a beast. If, like, for example, I want this kind of attack or abilities from a bird, but I want it to be in the body or class of a beast,
Yeah,
or an
okay.
aqua, or something
do
like
that.
that. So I can mix and match.
But it won't be as
Ability.
effective, right?
Yes, it will it's still effective, but you just get the advantage of a certain abilities or a class, and then create a different type of Axie where you want to counter the common Axie teams that you're battling in the arena. And to have that advantage, probably you get, for example, a body type of an aqua, but a skill of a bird. So that will be like super OP.
Yeah.
Or like a body type of a beast, but with the skill of a bird or an aqua, something like that.
Nice.
So because the stats are very important, the speed, the critical hit, of course your HP as well. So if I want a high damage but with a good HP, I want an aqua type tank, for example. I want an aqua type because there are aquas that are built to be a tank. So they
Yeah,
have shield, they also have heal, they also have, gain energy that, the plant types or reptile types can do. So you can mix and match to find, the best type of Axie to counter, the top leaderboards.
I see. So it really, but it depends on like what you have available, right?
Right.
If you're,
yeah,
or if you don't have the XC that you want, you can buy it off the marketplace or you can breed it.
Yes,
Yep.
correct.
So if you want to buy it though, what's like what's the cheapest I guess most cost effective kind of Axie to buy if you're just starting to get into it? What's the cheapest one first? What's like the cheapest good Axie?
Or
I think the one.
yeah, floor
Point-
axis, right? Yeah, floor axis right now are good ones, decent ones, or good ones, or 0.1, 0.1, 0.15. Depends on the breed count. So because we're paying in ETH, because once we convert it into peso, it will be painful. And
Yeah.
So 0.15 ETH for a certain type of an Axie is good. But for example, that will be a beast type. But if for a tank type, 0.2 or 0.25, and for a high damage around 0.15 or 0.12. So it would cost you in the marketplace around 0.5 or 0.6 ETH to build a good team that can go up to 1.8 to 2,000 MMR or matchmaking rank. So that's around that default ball figure. But it depends on For example, there are breeders that they sell cheap Axies. You can snag, or you can grab that those Axies immediately, and then start building your team. So it really depends, because it's a free market. People can list the amount that they want based on the depends based on speculation or based on their costs. But yeah, average is like 0.5 ETH, which is around 40,000, 35,000 pesos right now. So if you're good enough playing the game, you can start really looking for an Axie type that fits your style, and then just buy in the marketplace. That's the best route, I think. But if you don't have any idea, there are also sellers that are providing you teams as well. Um, you can buy from them, as long as verify their identity before having a deal. But yeah, I suggest you watch the videos, you watch the tournaments, you learn from these, and then look at the marketplace prices, because there's a lot of demand right now. There are only
Yeah.
11,000 axes in the marketplace, but we have a lot of players and a lot of people that wanting to play the game. So
Yeah.
it's demand and supply.
That's true. It is. It's basic economics, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of basic economics, like so you're saying that around 40, 50, 60,000 pesos kind of
Yeah.
is like the optimum, like cost effective way. That's like the good price. That's a good price to get started with a decent team in Axie.
Right. Yeah.
Somewhere around that,
Yeah, somewhere
ballpark.
around that figure. But take a look at how much you can make using those teams.
All
Like,
right.
for
So how
example,
much can you make?
if you have those kind of teams that can go into higher level of rank, which is can give you 10 SLP or more than 10 SLP, like 11 or 12. Um, let's say you play around with 3 energy, you win 10 battles in adventure, 125 SLP if you finish the daily quest. And then if you have spare energy, which is like 20 energy or 10 energy, and if you have like 50% chance of winning. Okay. So that's 5 times 10 or 5 times 8. That's around, let's say, conservative is 200 SLP per day. 200 SLP per day times 30 days of playing Axie Infinity. That's around 6,000 SLP per month. And 6,000 SLP per month, let's say 3 pesos SLP, that's 18,000 pesos. Return. So
Right.
around 3 to 4 months, you can get your capital back or investment back, as long as you're willing to grind. I have a lot of scholars that are grinding more than 300 SLP per day. So
Yeah,
I mean, if you don't have any work and you're staying in your home doing
it
nothing, then,
might just be a good way to,
yeah, might as well just spend your
earn
time
money.
and then just
Yeah.
play the
Well,
game.
It's just a
wait.
couple
So
of
how do you?
hours.
That's true. That's true. I mean, how do you actually play the game? So, we talked a lot about like what axes are, what they do, and how they help you earn. But how do they actually work? How do you play the game itself? So it's like a versus battle, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's like a versus
So
team battle.
um, when you start, you basically have. I mean, the first thing that you might want to do is to focus on the gameplay, or how it actually works. So the best way to go is to level up your axes.
We are back.
Are we gonna
Um,
witness
in adventure mode.
another?
So level up your axes on adventure mode, and then kind of get the feels of how the game works. Because you're only gonna get like random cards. So I've seen some people just randomly throwing whatever cards they have on hand without reading the effects or description. So one example is gain energy if you use one. If you combo it with one other card. So I've seen people using just that one card in the hope that it will gain energy. So there's that. So you might want to try reading the card descriptions. It's actually pretty self-explanatory. There's also like a summarized. If you hover, if you, on PC you can actually see what the actual effects while you're playing the game. On adventure mode, actually, you will have enough time to learn the effects of the card. Unlike with arena, because on PvP there's like some sort of a timer, you might not have enough time to basically learn how it works. So that's why I always suggested, for all the newbies to use all their energy on adventure mode, level up their Axies, kind of understand how the team works, what the effects of each of those Axie, because those teams are not gonna be built as a team if they don't like have some sort of a synergy, mainly. So there's that. So
I do believe that this is a clip that you guys have casted of our tournament last weekend. Let's take a
yeah.
look.
Right.
Look, Ron, can you run the clip? Ron?
We are back.
Are we gonna witness another sweep? Let's
Yeah.
find out.
Beast card
Rizal
using
getting aggressive.
Beast using
Rushing
Beast
the
card.
tank,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
enough. Leaving the tank with 14 HP.
Right.
And look at Nitz. He's got enough
So,
cards to do another backdoor.
Here,
Yes, sir. He can do that right now.
your Rizal, he's the one attacking. Basically, the basic gameplay is that in the first round you have 3 energy, and
Alright.
then it will give you 6 random cards on your deck. And then, of course, it depends on what attack you're going to do. You can pass if you don't have enough energy. The basic simple is that if you don't have enough damage to create, then might as well wait for the right turn or the next round to save up some energy and then save up some cards and then do the damage. But it's really like a mind game where you anticipate your opponent to use this card or not, or when to use this card. So first round 3 energy, you have 6 cards. Second succeeding rounds you will have 2 energy and then 3 cards, additional 3 cards on your deck. So first round 6 cards, 3 energy. Second round or succeeding round 2 energy and then 3 cards, random. Those are random cards. So it's important to have cards that can help you draw when you got attacked or your shield is not destroyed. So you have an advantage to really decide or strategize what to do next. And of course, as you can see with with these teams, like those 2 plants have the same mount. We call it Sirius. It's the steel energy. Most of the players right now are utilizing the gain or steal or gain, steal, destroy energy. That's energy management. Because when you learn how to count your enemy or your opponent's energy, you will anticipate that he can't create enough damage. Like for example, if you have 2 energy, you can only use 2 cards with one energy cost card. There are cards that doesn't have energy, but most of the cards are like one energy or 2 or sometimes 0. So it's like a combo. So might as well, if you don't have enough damage, you can pass. You can save up energy and then do the damage in the next round. Yeah, and do the damage in the next round. So that's what we've seen in the tournament. They're utilizing the speed advantage, of course. If you can see in the upper screen, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
That's
initiative.
the sequence of the attack.
Okay.
So basically, the pink one with Nietz, the bird of Nietz, is the one who will attack first. And
Okay.
then next would be the bird of Rizal.
Alright.
And then the third one would be the Rizal's beast. And then the fourth one would be Nietz beast. So these speed or stats are very important. Okay, so the fifth one will attack its Nietz. That's the tank of Nietz.
Okay.
And then the last one will be Rizal's. The fifth one will be Rizal's tank, and then the sixth one will be Niet's
Yeah,
card. So it's very important. It doesn't mean that your Axie is slow, it's not good. It
okay.
doesn't mean that your Axie is faster, it's not good. So there are, ways to utilize that. So for example, if I use Niet's serious card or Steel Energy, because I'm the last one to attack, then I have a chance to steal those energy because I'm the last one to attack. If
Yeah.
ever Rizal is skipped in the round. But the challenge is if the tank will survive, like with this one. Unfortunately, if your tank doesn't survive, then you lose all those cards. You lose
Oh, I
all
see.
those energy and you lose all those cards. So it's really a mind game where you anticipate when your opponent is going to use those cards. And if you're aware, for example, okay, Rizal uses 3 beast cards, then I will anticipate that he won't draw that card in the next coming rounds. So
Yeah.
probably round 3 or round 4. So I can do the damage right now. I'm very confident right now to protect my tank. Because Rizal's tank and Rizal's bird doesn't have enough damage to kill my tank. But unfortunately, when in this scenario, Nietz doesn't have any tank cards or plant cards. So you can pass or wait for the right time to attack. So yeah, let's try to play the video. What's going to happen next?
They both skip.
So they both skip.
They're still waiting. It's a mind game. It's a waiting game, right?
Right.
That's what's happening here.
Yeah. So Rizal is putting his cards into his tank, which is plant. But Nietz is trying to attack the bird of Rizal.
Back
Because
door.
he has the cards, so he's going backdoor. He's trying to kill the high damage and then letting his tank die in this turn. So, but look at Rizal's doing. He's putting a snail shell where once you attack and destroy that shield, you will be stunned. And once you are stunned, you will miss the attack.
Yeah.
So Rizal is anticipating that Nietz will attack the tank, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a different, it's a different play. Yeah.
Interesting. So how do you build the most effective combination of a team and your deck? How does deck building work?
So it actually varies as to what kind of body parts does your Axie have. So for each body parts, it represents a skill, and those skills doesn't really it cannot be changed anymore. So we have 4 body parts and 4 skills, namely. So we have the horn, the tail, the mouth, and the back. So as we have seen earlier, right now on this example with Neats this bird, if you can see, he has 3 different cards.
Okay.
So what he's trying to do here, he's going for a backdoor mainly. Backdoor because he's gonna bypass the tank and go straight to the fastest Axie, because that's the effect of his mouth skill. So going back to the question, it really depends as to what would be the outcome of your breeding, because there's a chance. If you're gonna breed two Axies, although they have the same physical appearance, they have the same body parts, but the recessives are not the same. There's a chance that you might not get the skill that you're actually looking for.
All right.
So that's one of the things that you need to take note when breeding. So the best way to go around it is to buy the specific skill set directly from the market, instead of trying to breed it. Hopefully you'll get the skills that you're actually looking for.
Right.
So there you guys mentioned 2 game modes, right? You got adventure and arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between the two?
So basically, the adventure mode is you're playing with the AI, with the Chimera monsters. In the first round, you have 4 energy and then 6 cards with that mode, and then it's much easier. It's like you can practice in the adventure mode how to use your Axie abilities or Axie skills. So once you play in the arena, you get familiarized on the combination or the sequence on
Yeah.
how to attack or use your cards. The trick with the adventure mode is that if your axes are higher than the current ruin level that you're playing, then you have a big advantage of winning that round. Because once your axes are leveling up in the adventure mode, while in arena mode, all are level 1. So it's all about skills and strategy.
Player
Uh,
skills.
yeah, but with adventure, it's about of course leveling your axis up so it can create damage. It has good enough shield, and then it can finish the ruin level. So that's the difference of playing with adventure and arena mode. So
Okay.
you can easily
But
memorize the sequence of attack in adventure mode, unlike with the arena mode.
I see. So with arena mode, that's a PvP centric
Right.
mode.
Yeah.
Is there like a ranked mode? Because multiplayer games always like people go crazy for ranked modes in multi games.
Yeah, I mean the arena is the actual rank.
It's just all
It
ranked.
also has ranking as well.
Okay.
So all players will start with 1200 MMR or rank points that will actually give you around 7 SLP per win. If you go
Alright.
up the ranking, if your MMR increases, your SLP winning, I mean per wins will also increase. But if you go down, yep, the opposite happens. So there's that. So you need to actually master how to use the skills that your Axie has. Because I mean, given
So
how expensive they are,
skilled you are.
yeah,
All right. So the better you are, the higher rank you are, the more you earn.
exactly.
Okay. So like talking about that. So I know we talked a little bit about how you'd actually earn in Axie Infinity, and uh hang on, I think my camera just froze, but talk a little bit about how you can earn. So how do you like? What are the different like pathways to earn money here? So you got your dailies, you got your adventure arena mode. What else are the ways that you can make Ethereum while playing?
Yeah. Well, the best route to start playing Axie Infinity is number one. If you're new, apply for scholarship. And then you're not spending any money. You're just looking for an opportunity to play and earn. So apply for scholarship. And then once you learn the game, you can save up some money to buy your own team. You understand the gameplay. You can now go to the marketplace and choose your own axes and build your team. So there's that way. So scholarship, and then you own your own axes. The third one is breeding axes. If you're not really into like playing competitive or like an average farmer, you can just follow some breeders in the marketplace, look at their inventory on what they're breeding, and then just buy some virgin axes or zero breed count axes, pair them up, breed them, and then sell it into the marketplace. So you can be a breeder. You can also be a manager. Once you breed your own axes, you can lend your axes into other players that are looking for scholarship programs.
Yeah.
You can earn like a certain percentage, 30%, 20, 30, 45. It depends on the average amount of SLP earnings of your scholars. So you can be a manager, and then also you can, once you have that enough money, then you can buy your own land, prepare for the land game. A true a true baron or a true landlord in the virtual metaverse. And then you can bring your friends or your scholars into your land and then farm other tokens, other resources where you can earn more aside from SLP or AXS. There are other resources there. So yeah, I think that's that's the route where um, for someone who wants to get started, and then that's the goal if you want to get big here in Axie Infinity. But there are also other ways. Filipinos are very what do you call discard or
Creative.
creative.
Yeah.
They can find ways. They can resell items, or they can resell teams, or they can be a manager, apply for a manager. They can apply for like a content creator or create contents, no, or where you can make some money from streaming the game, playing the game on Facebook. You can be a streamer, content creator, you can be a writer. So there's a lot of ways where you can earn Axie or ETH or SLP in this game. So, yeah.
Cool. I like that there are a lot of ways that you can actually monetize basically playing a video game, doing something that you already like doing,
Right.
and if you're lazy, you don't want to work. This is something that you can, possibly do, make a living from.
Yes, sir.
So speaking of making a living, how long does it take you to basically earn a livable salary off of Axie Infinity? Like
Perfect question for you,
what do you
Shank.
need to have? Yeah.
Um, sorry. Well, coming from a guy who was
Just retired?
just recently unemployed. Yeah, actually, is one of
Yeah.
the reasons why I'm unemployed right now. But as, as long as you have, maybe I can say if you have like a good number of scholars. I mean, if let's say if you have at least 30% cut from every scholar, that's what 45 SLP average daily. So maybe if you have maybe at least 10 scholars, or maybe more, perhaps the better. I mean, if you can actually earn 1,000 SLP, I mean, passively from the scholars, I mean, that should be enough. But don't take this seriously, though. I mean, we're talking about a token that might, I mean, that has a value that might go up or down. So there's that. So, but for me, the decision that I had
That's true.
when I decided that I mean to like focus mainly on NFT on Axie is when I will have enough scholars to actually I mean that would make me earn enough or even more than what I actually earn doing full time. So yeah,
How much do you think that's gonna take then? Like how much did you earn full time?
full time. Let's see,
And
100.
what was your profession for, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. I'm a work from home VA slash CSR. Basically, jack of all trades.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then um, I used to earn maybe around 200 weekly, but yeah, due to the pandemic, there were some cost cutting. So that's we're just talking about. I mean, from 200, we're down to like 100 a week. So that's where I mean when I saw Axie, that was actually the perfect opportunity for me to like find some more options to earn more, or because there. I mean, maybe not. Well, it's me. If you're used to like earning that much, let's say 200 a week, your living expenses actually kind of increases. So when the cost cutting happens, I was kind of having a hard time to like regain or to pay up the utilities or whatnot. But when I found Axie, it was really like some sort of a plot twist that happened to me. I mean, we're talking about. I mean, before the Axie doesn't have energy restriction, so you can earn 1,000 SLP daily. So I I mean, what I farmed for just 3 days, I was able to buy another team and look for someone to play that team for me. I mean, in order to like leverage the daily SLP game that I have, instead of me playing it, I might burn out sooner or later. So yeah, that's what I thought about. I mean, I was not aware about how scholarship works that time. I only called them as, you know, when RPG we have pilots to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
for you. So that's what I called them before, not scholar. So yeah, that's what I thought about. So it kind of just
It snowballed
so
from there.
yeah. So everything just went all the way to the moon, starting from there. I
All
mean,
right. So all the way to the moon is how much then? How much is since starting, like since
um,
last year, how much are you making now?
a lot.
All right. All right.
Yeah, a lot.
How much
Like
is it?
enough to give you the courage to file an immediate resignation.
Perfect. That's good.
We're
All right.
talking
So
about maybe at least 6 digits because
wow.
in a week, if you have, I mean, I have like around 40 plus scholarships that's actually 50k SLP in a month. So if
That's a lot.
we're talking about 3 pesos for SLP right now. So if I were to exchange them, that's 150k. That's just my cut from
Yeah.
all 40, I mean, scholars. I did not even play the game yet. That's
Yeah.
one of the
Completely
reasons
passive.
why, yeah, one of the reason why I lend my actual main account to someone else because they can play more hours than me. Um, and then just use whatever I've earned to maybe add some more scholars or diversify assets, buy some more NFTs that might actually, I mean, good projects and basically grow. I mean, I wanted to like one of my goals is to at least have 100 scholars,
Okay.
maybe more.
That's a pretty good goal, I think.
Yeah, because right now we're talking about how much cooks 50k players in Axie or maybe lesser. That's the whole population in Axie, but majority of it are from the Philippines. So imagine how many more people do we still need to
A
onboard
lot
on
of
the
people.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then like with the interest of people playing, you know how Filipinos they don't like paying for stuff. Definitely be
Right.
able to find a lot of scholars as well.
definitely. Yes.
So do you pay taxes at all from what you earn from Axie Infinity?
Well, it depends if, for example, if let's say you want to uh, cross into like banking, and
Yeah.
then cross into like into your align it with your business, then of course, yes, you have to. It's our obligation, of course. But for example, if you stay your assets into like cryptocurrency, of course,
Yes.
there's no clear rule here in the Philippines
Yeah,
as of the moment to,
Not
you know,
yet.
where to
Not
file
yet.
your cryptocurrency earnings. But in the US, I think there's one.
you
But yeah,
gotta.
of course,
Yeah, in the U.S. there's tax for
Like
cryptocurrency
yeah,
now.
you have to declare it. And same with the Philippines, as long as you interact with like a centralized platform like banks, and then you cash in or you cash out your earnings, then of course you have to
Valid as
report or file
income.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
so that's why I did not cash out the earnings.
interesting.
Just
That
need to
makes sense.
diversify on the
So like
blockchain.
what's the average, would you say, time to scale from being like say a full free to play player? How long will it take you to go from a free to play scholar to somebody who is giving scholarships to other people on their own and starting to scale, their earnings on Axie?
Well, the best thing is to really right now save up some ETH. I mean, people are basing their prices on, pesos.
Yeah.
You're earning Ethereum. Like for example, if you work
Yeah.
abroad, you're earning dollars. You're spending dollars as well. So might as well save some dollars and then spend all those dollars into here in the Philippines, because you have more buying power with
True.
those kind of savings using the dollar. So save ETH, and then enough ETH to buy you a good team in the marketplace. You can, go around marketplace and see what's the good axes that you can find. Probably on your second, third month, you can buy one Axie first. Start with a, let's say, if you want to build a team, I prefer I start from the high damage first before I go to a support and then look for a tank. Or probably you can go for a tank and then go for the support and then the high damage. So you can buy one every like 2 months, and then on your 6 month you can graduate into that scholarship program, and then earn your way up, earn those 100% SLP, and then save again, save some SLP into it, and then start looking for virgin breed or zero breed counts axes, look for a pair, and then all the earnings from your SLP, get a percentage of that to allocate into your breeding account. And then, you get a free SLP to breed. You're not going to buy
Exactly.
that SLP.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, start from there, breed, and then hire some or get some scholars that you can trust, that that are deserving, because there's a lot of people that needs this opportunity, but there's a lot less that deserve to be helped. So look for those deserving people that you can lend your axes, and then teach those people to do the same thing, save some AXS, save some SLP. Same process. It's all about teaching them to be independent, so they can start their own farm account. They can start their own Axie scholarship program, and you'll be surprised that what message you will receive one day, thanking you for that opportunity.
Yeah.
That's true. That is something that people do. Like if you help them out a lot in their life, if you change their life, they're definitely gonna keep that in mind, keep you in mind. So, like it takes, say, conservative estimate, a year maybe if from going from like a full free to play player to say giving out your first scholarship. That's like the conservative estimate, maybe
Yeah,
a year, a little bit less.
Yes, yeah, 6, 8, 6, 9 months.
That's actually more. I mean, an average, maybe 6 at least.
6 to
It
8
really
months.
depends on how you're gonna use your assets, your earnings, because it still boils down on the person. So if you wanna earn more, you wanna scale up. I mean, you don't wanna keep on withdrawing them into fiat. You might wanna try save up for
Into
some
crypto.
good, yeah, in crypto, because we won't know when the tax people comes in
That's
knocking
true.
at your door.
Yeah, that's kind of like a big fear of mine, as a millennial. I don't know anything about taxes. I'm scared that one day I'm gonna get served. I have to go to court because like I didn't pay
Yeah.
taxes for X amount of years and I had no idea. That's like
Right.
Yeah, I mean, actually, you can actually just get the amount that you need, basically, and that's it. Try to, if you can, diversify what you have earned, or start another program, scholarship program. That way, you can like maybe pay it forward, helping someone else again in return.
and it helps you as well, if you have people on
Yeah,
scholarship, they're earning for you as well.
exactly.
All right,
Right.
so I also want to know like how um how much skill do you need to have versus money in order to be effective? Because like in a lot of games, like these RPGs where there are pay to win elements,
Yeah,
a skilled player can oftentimes be beaten by by a very rich player, like a whale who spent money on all of the good things. But the
Right.
skilled player like is completely free to play. Sometimes the person with money will beat the person with skill. So how
Right.
much of a difference does that make in Axie Infinity?
I think it's 50-50. Because like we have that kind of player right now who is very competitive. He ranked multiple times number one in the arena. He started as a
he's a team.
scholar. There's no scholar yet, but he started borrowing axes into certain whales, playing those axes, and then right now, he's a He's a back-to-back tournament champion. And then he has his own breeding farms, and he has a lot of scholars. I mean, serious amount of scholars right now. And then
Wow.
educating his scholars, to learn the game, to learn to start breeding as well. Very smart in creating team synergies. So yeah, I think it's 50-50. You have a good chance of, let's say, if you're a scholar, you have a good chance to become a whale one day. And if you are a whale also, you can start buying, good axes. But the challenge will be the time restriction, how much time you want to play just to be
Yeah.
competitive right now. Is it worth of your time if you're looking for something more than the yield itself? So yeah, I guess there's a balance opportunity here for whale to become skillful and dominate the MMR, but also there's also a fair chance for someone who doesn't have enough money to play against the whale. So yeah.
I see. That's at least there is some recourse for them, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
It's really hard to say Axie Infinity is kind of like has a pay to win setup, because even if you have an Axie that's worth even if you have the most expensive Axie, it still boils down to how you're gonna use the skills, how you're gonna manage your energy, the cards, because apart from those, apart from the meta skills that your Axie has,
Yeah.
you also need to be care. I mean, you also need to take note of the energy usage, not just by you but your enemy as well, and the cards that they've been using. You need to be aware of the cards that they are trying to throw at you, the cards that they're trying to keep from away from. I mean, there's a lot of factors. I mean, it's really hard to say that it's pay. I mean, there's even that one player before who tried to purchase an Axie that's like maybe floor Axies, like cheap. When we say floor, those are Axies that are on. I mean, the
Entry
cheapest
level.
type. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wanted to prove to someone that it's not actually pay to win. So he used those Axie. I think that's worth point 2 ETH for those 3 Axies.
Yeah.
And he was able to reach top 50 from the weekly ranking. So
Wow.
there's that. So if you know how to manage your energy and your cards, when to strike, when to pass around, I mean, that's a huge factor in winning your
So
matches.
If you're like a person who already plays like CCGs, Hearthstone, MTGA,
Huge
LOR,
advantage.
stuff like that, you would have like a natural inclination and advantage to being
Exactly,
able to
yeah.
win these games. So that's pretty cool. All right, so if you guys play Hearthstone, come on down to Axie Infinity. If you
Alright.
guys play MTGA or LOR, you might be a good
Yeah.
fit. Because if you guys don't know, like if you want to earn some money, I heard Shanks is looking for scholars, man.
Maybe when
One
Rocket
man
2
wants
comes out,
100.
yeah.
Yeah. So overall, like very, very interesting game. You know, I love that it's simple, it's cute, but it's surprisingly deep. You know, there's some very deep mechanics in
Learning
here.
curve
Yeah.
is kind of
Yeah, it feels like it's like a very interesting experience where you can be as casual or as you want, or you can be as in depth as you want.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of persona in this game. If you want to be like that, then make sure to have a plan and connect with the community, because of course the community will always give you some good information on when to start, how to get started, what axes to buy, without being biased, of course. The Discord server is very helpful, so you can join the Discord server to learn more about the game. And then, of course, there's a lot of contents from the community members posted in a lot of social media channels.
I think that's the major asset of Axie, the community backing it. I mean, as a Dota player coming from C server, yeah, I mean it's kind of refreshing to be part of a community where everyone is helping one another. Even if I mean you, most OG players are actually friendly and approachable. Yeah,
That's good.
so
That's great. Good to hear.
exactly. The community is really nice. I mean, if you just started streaming, everyone will just go. So
Chilling
I
in your
mean,
stream.
yeah, on the stream, share your streams. I mean, imagine I started my page last year in November, and then 3 days after, I got like 1,000 follows already. So
Wow.
there's that. That's how
Amazing.
the community are very supportive for the whole project itself.
Always good to have a super supportive community, you know,
Yeah.
because that just makes it so that the potential for this to last is really like
Yes.
it's really enhanced. So speaking of like, how long do you guys think is like the lifetime of Axie Infinity?
That's a good, very, very, very good question because I've never seen a game or developers or a team that passes the game into its players. I mean, there's a chance for a player here to own the game. When you hold the governance token, which is AXS, you have the right to vote for the direction of the game. If you have enough AXS token holdings, then you can vote and you can earn from the revenue of the game.
Wow.
So just by staking or just like depositing your AXS into the community treasury, you earn from the fees from the breeding, you earn from the fees from the transfer from the transaction in the game, and then you earn revenue from that. So that's why it's very important to have a solid community because this one will be passed to the community as well, to the players as well. So
That's
players
amazing.
become owners of the game.
That's the first time I've ever heard of that happening, honestly.
Yeah, same
Yes.
same. It's like giving a stock share to your employees.
Yeah.
You're
Exactly.
owning the business.
Yeah, but in this case, it's people who are playing your product who enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking of like, me myself, you guys shoutcasting the tournament, right? Me myself, I'm a professional shoutcaster. I would like to know, what you guys think of the viability of Axie Infinity as a potential future esport.
I mean, it's actually been happening. I can see teams being formed, esports teams being formed, getting sponsorships. Right now, I mean, there's just not a lot of players yet to be discovered to play in the like pro scene because I keep on seeing the same names for every tournament.
Still a small community.
Yeah, still small community, but there's actually a huge potential of Axie becoming I mean, hopefully in the mainstream, hopefully by the end of or first quarter next year.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we'll get some media attention, and then a lot of people start getting into Axie. That just
Yes,
makes
sir.
like early adopters. You know, it gives you a huge benefit because you've been in like super early before everyone else came in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Especially with the battle updates, the version, it's getting more interesting and exciting. So we're really looking forward into that kind of platform where we can reach out to people more because of the competitive or the esports scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, very excited.
Super
I think Shank is
exciting
waiting
things.
for me to leak something. So
I'm kind of anticipating it, but yeah, I'm just waiting for it, man.
yeah,
Alright.
very,
Yeah.
very excited about that. Yeah.
Well,
No
if
leaks.
you want to announce anything, this is the time. I think we've
leaks,
covered
folks.
a lot of things. I think we've
Yeah,
covered everything we were going to. So if you have anything to say,
When you read or heard about a triple A game supporting the game or supporting Axie Infinity, helping it develop the different types of gameplay here. You you get more excited. You know, when Ubisoft announced that they're helping develop the versions of the game or the
the
of the game. So I mean, that will be very very exciting. So
Very cool.
there's a leak right there. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're kind of anticipating version 2 battles to come out, but I think the team is kind of focusing on the layer 2, the Ronin 2 sidechain, because they want to get rid of the ETH gas fees.
Okay.
I mean, if that happens, there's gonna be a lot of players that's gonna start playing Axie. I mean, scholarships, of course, is gonna flourish as well.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, and I'm excited to see that. So,
Yeah.
is there anything else that you guys want to say to the stream?
yeah, so scalability
Read
first. The team is focusing on the scalability,
Alright.
onboarding more people into the game, and then developing the battle version 2 of the game, which very exciting because it will disrupt all of your uh, what you're currently doing right now. And then the land gameplay, which is you can play, build, you can craft items, you can raid guilds, you can raid, chimeras, dens, or dungeons, something like that. So, and then if you're a game developer, you can also build a game within the game. So, yeah, I mean, you can
Part of
create
the end game, actually.
a game in the land gameplay. So, very exciting.
All right.
Very cool. If you
I
guys
think that's enough
have any
for,
shout
for, for the people.
Yeah. A little bit of a leakage. If you guys you heard it here first, you heard it from the LSL first.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
guys hoping for more tournaments from the LSL soon?
Oh, yes, of course.
We've been receiving a lot of,
Yes, definitely.
I mean, messages. When's the next tournament?
How to participate. They're applying right now because it was really a surprise on how the first one turned out. I mean,
Exactly.
we were expecting it to be like boring. We know what's going to happen, but it's not. I mean, it's different. So, we got hype up, and then also the viewers are surprised on how it turned out. So, yeah,
Yeah.
we're excited to do more, especially with other synergy or maybe what do you call this? A type of competition where teams can play or individuals, something like that. So, yeah.
Hopefully we can figure that out and give more tournaments to the community. People seem to like it. And more, bigger, better, as they say.
Yes, sir.
So I do believe that we've covered everything we've needed to we wanted to talk about in this podcast. So if you guys want to plug anything that you're interested in, your pages maybe, now's the time to do it. Do your sign offs if you want.
If you want to like
Say hi to mom.
verify. I mean, if you're planning to get into Axie and not sure if you're buying the right team, you can always message us. You can message me on CryptoShanks on Facebook or DM me on Discord. I'm much more active on Discord though. Shanks 7281 and Twitter as well. Shanks plays Axie.
All right. There's
Awesome.
Shanks. How about you, Cuckoo?
You can always find me in YouTube if you want to get started, how to get started right. With Axie Infinity, you can watch my videos, how to trade your SLP as well. All other things about Axie, you can find it at YouTube/KooKooCrypto. So yeah, I'm also active in Discord. You can tag me in the Discord server to make sure you're talking to the right one. Also follow my Facebook page. I stream a lot about Axie, probably in the evening after dinner, so you can learn how to use Plant Beast Bird or different kinds of classes in my stream. So yeah, thank you so much.
So
Yeah.
thank you, ladies and gents. That has been Shanks and KooKooCrypto TV on the Lunatian podcast. My name's been G10 coming at you, and on behalf of the Lunatian Scholarship League, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and keep grinding that Axie. We'll have more tournaments for you in the future. This has been the Lunatian Scholarship League, produced by, what was it? Blockchain. It was in my head. It was something blockchain.
Space, yes.
Blockchain Space. There we go. And CE Sport.
Awesome.
And yeah, we're gonna sign off now, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
New York, right? So can I get a year?